A few days ago, Amazon Games Studios incorrectly issued a DMCA claim against a small independent YouTube channel, potentially threatening one creator's livelihood. This is the story of how every other content creator then stood up to defend that YouTuber. In this video, I'm going to explain the events leading to this strike, the pressure which caused its removal, and then talk to the man himself about how he found the whole experience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Hayes. This is Video Game Databank, a YouTube channel all about video game guides created and uploaded by this guy, who goes by the online nickname Kibbles. The channel started 5 years ago and features guides to multiple games including Minecraft, Conan Exiles, Darkest Dungeon, Borderlands 3, Warpath, Cyberpunk, Valheim, and many more. On the 25th of July, they uploaded their first New World video, a guide to character creation, and from then on they switched focus to making short, simple guides for everything about the MMO New World. Some of the more successful videos include money making, ultimate beginner guides, and comprehensive crafting guides. Eventually, Kibbles discovered a relatively minor glitch in New World. If you crafted a lot of materials all at once, your gained experience would all stack together and be received at once. However, you would only gain a total of 3 levels, even if the experience you've gained should have granted you more. Essentially, your excess experience was lost. Kibbles reported this to Amazon Games Studios using the Open Bug Reporting Forum. They said it would be looked into, but it wasn't a high priority. To make sure all the people involved understood the exact nature of the bug, Kibbles recorded himself recreating it and sent the video to Amazon Games Studios. This video was hosted on YouTube. And this is where Amazon Games Studios messed up big time. Instead of taking the feedback and thanking Kibbles for finding and then reporting a bug, they issued a DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act, copyright claim against his video. The purpose of the DMCA is the US law to criminalize the production and dissemination of technology, devices, or services intended to circumvent measures that control access to copyrighted works. Put simply, it means you can't go and distribute stuff like films or songs you don't actually own. The problem with issuing a DMCA claim against a YouTuber showing video game footage is twofold. Firstly, it's the single most dangerous thing a YouTuber can have happen to their channel. YouTube takes DMCA claims extremely seriously, and if they are upheld, your video will be deleted, and if a channel receives multiple claims that are all upheld, the entire channel can be deleted with no challenge. This means a full-time YouTuber must always be extremely careful to not fall foul of the DMCA law or its abuse. The second problem is one with much wider reaching implications and the reason the content creator sphere all stood up. Kibbles, or the Video Game Databank channel, did not actually do anything worthy of receiving a DMCA takedown notice, and this is an extremely dangerous precedent for Amazon Games and YouTube to set. Kibbles made a video explaining how Amazon had his video taken down despite the fact he had done nothing wrong, and the MMO content creator community instantly flocked to his support. Asmongold reacted to the video, bringing it into the mainstream gaming news. Kira TV responded explaining how dangerous this was. I'll link Asmon and Kira's video below for more thorough explanations. Then many more videos were made, all showing support. So why was this such big news? And why do we all care so much? The focus of content creation is always the audience, and reviews, critiques, or opinion pieces can only work when the audience knows the content creator is being honest with them. The mainstream gaming media, such as magazines or major sites, have all long been accused of changing review scores as a way to curry favour with the gaming companies, not the audience. They will say a good game is bad or a bad game is good. This lack of ethical reporting has caused the general audience, including myself, to lose much of the trust they had in major gaming publications. Smaller independent creators such as YouTubers aren't bound by ties to gaming developers or companies directly. We can talk directly to you, the audience, and we can be much more honest in our reviews. Now, showing video game footage in a video, playing parts of the soundtrack, this is required for a review, and using that footage, as I'm doing now, is allowed as long as it's used for genuine review or is transformative in nature. This is to allow parody and satire of copyright materials to exist. If a company uses the DMCA law to remove videos because the footage shown belongs to them simply because they do not like the content of the video, then the entire nature and the future of reviews changes. If a reviewer or a YouTuber must censor their own script in order to comply with company expectation or to only present a product in a positive light, then you, the audience, are no longer watching a review. At best, you're watching an advert. At worst, you're watching propaganda. So when Amazon issued a DMCA claim against a small YouTuber, they committed what Kira TV correctly called the cardinal sin of game design PR. They used intimidation and legal force to remove a video simply because they didn't like what people were seeing on their game. When a games company uses a DMCA to curate what the audience can or cannot see, it doesn't matter what side of the argument you fall on. It doesn't matter if you like or dislike the game, because this is greater than any of that. Civil discourse can only exist if both sides are free to express an opinion. Review is only fair if positives and negatives can be shown in equal measure. If one side of the debate has much more power than the other, or potentially the power to silence the other, it's never an equal debate. And potentially using a DMCA claim to take down a video and potentially threaten a creator's channel simply because you do not like what they had to say is one of the fastest ways to scare content creators away from ever engaging with your game again. Why risk making a video reviewing a game or making a guide to it if the company who made it might take away your livelihood just because you said something they didn't like? When this story broke, content creators from all around the New World and MMO sphere rallied together. And many people said it was strange to see creators like myself, Callum Upton, Kira TV, Big Fry TV, Asmongold, creators who have been heavily critical of New World, standing in agreement with the New World creators and forums, especially because the forums don't like us that much. People wondered why we weren't happy to see a New World content creator going down. It's because anyone with a shred of professional understanding will realise that while you may not agree with what someone else has to say, you must defend their right to say it, because their right to say it is equal to yours. Just because Kibbles is pro-New World and I am heavily critical of New World doesn't mean I think he should be silenced. So, I reached out to Kibbles and he kindly agreed to explain the complete situation to me. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. I know you're an exceptionally busy person right now and you've got a lot of YouTube videos that you've been putting out and are continuing to put out. So, is it okay if I refer to you as Kibbles?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Definitely.
Kibbles, would you like to just introduce yourself to the audience and explain who you are, what your channel's all about, and what you do on YouTube?
So, I mean, I'm pretty much just a somewhat, normal guy. I mean, normal gamer. You don't leave the house very often. You're just, at your computer almost always. A lot of people relate to that. I've been working at this YouTube for a long, long time, but it was never, the YouTube was not supposed to be this big. So, like, originally I had this website called Video Game Data Bank, and the YouTube was, like, secondary to that. And so if you ever go back to my older content, you'll see it was, like, what the heck? Like, no talking or something, just some nonsense garbage, because it was supposed to go on a web page. And then, so I've been working hand in hand with the website and the YouTube together as a thing until Cyberpunk came out. And I remember it all blew up when I was trying to find stuff for Cyberpunk videos, and I found a way to basically duplicate money on the game by making a grenade and then selling the grenade back and then buying the material, and it was like 9 million an hour, some insane. And I was like, oh, I found a good one here. I didn't know it was going to go crazy or anything, but I was like, all right, this is something, we'll put this out there. I put it out there, and I forgot, like 100,000 views or something. I'd never seen that kind of views before, and then my YouTube blew up as a Cyberpunk YouTube. So I worked at that for a while, and that went well for me for a while, but Cyberpunk died, as we all know. I mean, it's a single-player game, and it has its own slew of issues. So, and then I was like, okay, time for me to start making guides, mainly because my company members were like, I was the crafter. I knew everything about everything in this game compared to, they were constantly like, hey, Kibbles, do you know what this is? I'm like, oh, yeah, they use that to process with the thing, the blah, 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 you make the art, whatever. Like, I just knew everything, Like, I don't know why. I'm just fast at learning this stuff. That's why I make this YouTube, And so then I was like, dude, I have a YouTube. I'm just going to make the guides on there, and then you guys can reference that. So my first guides for New World, my first real guides were like the ultimate Arcana guide or whatever, and they weren't as in-depth as they are now. They were actually more focused on new players and just what is crafting? What is a gear score roll? How do I control that? What are these crafting mods, Azoth, all these things you put in, what does it mean? And then also there is that element that I'm considering phasing out after this debacle, which is like, here's bugs, here's cheats, right? Cheats, but more like, cheats are just really good tips is generally what I call a cheat, which I might drop just because that definition has changed so much over the years. Like when I'm kind of maybe older than I look, but when I was younger, we'd call a cheat if it was like the Dryad dogs, how they used to be, and you could level up on them. They gave a ton of XP. You could AoE farm, get max level logging in like a few hours. Anything else takes 25 hours. So it's like, oh, those Dryad dogs in this spot, that's like a cheat, but that's not what people call cheats anymore. So, they get a lot of controversy. So I'm probably going to phase out that and I contacted the email they gave, which was through irdito.com, which is basically the enforcer for Amazon for cybersecurity and intellectual property theft, as I found out. And got no reply that day. Support didn't reply that day. And so I went to bed, and I laid there. It was kind of hard to sleep first hour or two. I was debating, like, should I make a video? Should I not make a video? Should I, like, will that make it worse? What should I do, you know? And I finally decided in the morning, I was like, I better make a video, because otherwise the only people I can tell are people in my Discord. And, you know, I can reach some people, but I can't reach everyone, you know?
Looking up your channel, as soon as this whole thing hit the news, I looked up your channel and I thought, he does guide videos. That's great. I started at guide videos. That's brilliant. And then he's gone from single-player games to MMOs. And I thought, I've gone from single-player games to MMOs. And then you revealed your face and you've got really nice eyes. And I thought, God damn it.
And it just really means a lot to me that you guys all stood up for me like this. And even if this was going to get resolved on its own, it brought an expedience to it that, you know, if I can't make videos for 2 weeks, that's a lot of lost money. Like, imagine not being able to work your normal job for 2 weeks and not getting paid for it. You know, it's like, so to bring expedience to it so I can get back to work and keep making content and keep giving you guys what you want to see for New World and all this stuff. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it a lot. And I will keep trying to bring the best content I can moving forward.
The complete unedited interview is roughly 35 minutes long and is available unlisted on my channel. There is a link in the video description to it. There are also links to Kibbles' Patreon, his YouTube, and his Discord if you want to show support for a smaller content creator focusing on concise video game guides. Amazon have since responded to Kibbles, explaining how the DMCA was issued in error. They have now removed it. And YouTube have removed it. And his channel for now is safe. I personally believe if larger YouTubers hadn't rallied together to signal boost this problem, that strike would still remain. Please understand, while different content creators may have vastly different beliefs or opinions, while we may love or hate different games or think certain design elements are better or worse, any truly professional creator will defend the rights and the safety of another, regardless of their personal opinion of them. If you are making a game, the best way to get content creators on your side is to make a good game. The second best way is to make a bad game but show you're willing to listen to feedback and improve. But when you start throwing around DMCA claims on videos just because you don't like them, you're going to turn a whole community against you. A big thank you to all the YouTubers who came out in support of Video Game Databank, and to you, the audience, for watching. Check the video description for links to Video Game Databank's socials, and because I'm uploading this on Christmas Eve, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.